Welcome back to Super J's Garage. We are here at a 2019 Chevy Silverado 1500, and this is how you change a battery. I'm going to show you how to do it real quick. If you have some power tools, it goes a little bit faster. Hold on, you have a screw here. Helps having a little handy machine. Then you got a screw right here. Put the screws somewhere where you don't lose them. I'm gonna put this right here where we won't lose it. And here, this is your charger. Here we got it. Here we need a extension. So we need a extension down to get to this part here. And then we're going to have to take this out too. So the size 13, you want to have an extension, and I use the long because it gets it down there a little bit further for me. And this gets your okay. Then you'll have this come out. Come out and leave the screw in. Now what we need is to pop this off here. There's a little tab on the side. So you need a flat tip, thin flat tip. Okay, one. Okay, and over here. There's another one. And then how to get to it. And then behind it. Let's see. There we go. Okay, that's off. And we have one in the front somewhere. Oops. Let's see. Okay, I see the one in the front. On the front right over here. It's probably the hardest one to get to. All you gotta do is tap it off. That should come off. There we go. I got them all off. This one kind of went back on. Not a big deal. Okay, something's hanging up. Okay, hold on a second. That makes it a little easier to top off. And what happens is you got your positive right here, and that comes off with it. And you have one here too. So you're gonna have to disconnect this, and that's your positive. Okay. So what you always want to do, you always want to disconnect your negative first before you do your positive. And these, all I've been working with is a 13 millimeter, and I'll let you know what size that is in 1 second. And it's a size 10 socket, and you can use this. I can use my tool again. I'm just gonna use it like this. More tools out there. You want to keep your tools out that you've used. That way you know what you used and what you didn't use. And basically I'm using it like a screwdriver because you got some little wretched edges right here. Gives you some grip. You don't need like a power grip on this thing. And you just need to loosen it up enough where you can take this off. And just loosen it up. Take your time and then swing it over to the side over here by the air conditioning hose, and it should stay there. It should be fine. Now when we go to the ground, we're not going to ground off on things because we go like this, it's not going to do anything because it's not connected, not grounded. So you always want to take your ground off first. So we're going to take this one off now. That's a little thing. You want to keep these things and put them in a nice safe spot so you don't lose any of these tools that you're going to need to put this all back together. Okay. Now this one we're going to need a socket. And by the way, this is where you would jump your car to if you needed to jump it. That's where it would be. And then we need to go down here. We need a deep socket. So we have a deep socket. So we'll take the deep socket. And we'll take this one, remove this one. But remember where you got it from. If you don't, you just come back and watch my video. Okay, we got that screw off. And what we're going to do, remove this. And then we got to remove this. Now we put this to the side, put it up there. And this one goes right here. Just remember where they're at, because you got to put these back on, or otherwise it won't start. And I recommend to put your screw back on. That way you don't lose it. You know, that way you have so many screws out already. So you're just kind of wondering where all the screws go. And we're going to pop all these rivets off. There we go. So this should be coming off like no tomorrow now. I was holding it up. Is this piece here, which I might just loosen this up a bit. This was a very small one. All right, we loosened up the battery a little bit. I'm going to take this off and put this to the side. You don't have to do it like I did. You can do it different ways. It just makes things a little easier. Then you want to take this, and then you want to push this down. Slide that out, push it to the side. Make sure no sharp edges are hitting the wires or messing them up. Because when you go to put it back, you might have problems. You want to always make sure you avoid problems. Okay, next thing we need to do is remove this radiator. And there's a bolt here, and there's a bolt here and here. And we're going to remove those bolts. We're going to find out. I believe they're very small. I think they might be this one here. We'll find out. I'm going to reach down there. I'm going to find out what kind of size bolt that is. And that is a 10 as well. So we're going to loosen that one up. It's the radiator reserve. And then I'm going to use my power gun. Can I get it down there? No, cannot get it down there. So unless you had an extension, which I had ran out of extensions, so I have to use a special tool. This tool here is made by Snap-on. No, I'm not rich, but I do have some Snap-on tools. Or actually Matco, I'm sorry. Matco tool. So I'm loosening it up with that. And I'll take it out. And you can see it, you can see it pretty easy from where I'm at. And then I have this heavy duty magnet that I hook up to this. So it'll hook down to it and grab my top piece. My nut or my screw. I don't know what it's going to be yet until we get it up here, but I believe it's a screw. And it's almost out. It fits out. And it's coming up because of the magnet I have. These are high-powered magnets. Well, I guess it didn't. Thought I had it. Maybe a couple more turns. Yeah, it's still in there. Thought I saw it move up, but no. It's still turning. That's why I like the drill, the power drill. It really helps a lot, but I don't have an extra extension with me right here. Doing this for a friend. And I thought I'd do a video on it. Okay. So. Grab your magnet and you grab that. And I got extension magnets too if you ever need them. They're always handy. Look for it. Now this one I don't quite see it as easy as the other one was. Okay, give me a break. Radiator, I found an easier way to doing it. Use a size 13, and you take the bracket that holds the bracket that goes across here, and then you want to leave that all together, so you don't want to lose nothing. And then you want to come back over here. Now that that bracket's gone, I can have Chris, my assistant, over here. Chris, over here. Just hold that out of the way. And then this has got to be out of the way. Make sure all your wires are out of the way. And tilt it. Bring it out. And there you go. You can let go, Chris. And there you go. You don't have to remove the radiator after all. I was getting ready to move the radiator out, and I found out I just loosened one side out just to get a little leverage, and we'll put that bolt in last, and then we'll be back to install the new battery in a few minutes. Here's the old battery, and remember the positive is always on this side. When you install the new battery, the new battery has to be facing this way, and the positive's got to be right here, negative's way over here. Then you got it. And we'll be right back to put the other battery. We got the brand new battery here, and we always want to make sure the positive is on this side as we put it in. So putting it in. Turn it this way. We don't have to move all that stuff out of the way. Be very careful. Take your time, and it'll slide right in, just like so. And then what we're going to do next is we're going to hook up. We're going to hook up our. Remember what we said about this thing here? This way it holds down the battery. This is what we're going to do. We already had the bolt stay in there, so we know how it goes. We're going to put that down there. Put it in direction, so it's easier to work with. Not having all that stuff in your way. Maybe. Should be. Okay, there we go. Now I'm going to grab my socket. And I have a deep socket, which is a 13. Again, it's the same as last time. Keep your same tools up on the little thing here. And we're going to tighten it up. Okay. Tighten that up. Okay, now the battery's tight. It's not going nowhere. The battery's good. Now we can start putting everything back together. Now remember we took this brace out. So we're going to put this brace back in here. It goes like this. Let's see. Remember how the brace goes. Maybe go this way. Okay, hold on. Okay, you want to make sure the brace goes in this way. Since you got the battery already in. And this is a 13 or a 10 rather, I believe. No, this is a 13. It's a 13 right here. I'll tighten that up. Okay, all right. So we put that in now. Now what we're going to do is we're going to get our thing back up here. We're supposed to go around this hoop because he's got a subwoofer connection on this thing here as well. So he's got extra stuff, more than like a usual thing. And just like before, we're going to hook up our positive first. And remember, we had extra stuff that we had to hook up. Remember, this goes here. And this is the extra thing for his this won't be in the video, but this is for a car stereo thing. So that will not be in the video. I mean, it shouldn't be on your car unless you have an amp or something like that. So we'll have that. So I'm just going to snug that up a little bit, and then we're going to go right to this. Get this on. Just snug it up. Make sure it goes on just right. Drops all the way down to the level that you want it to be. And then what we'll do is we'll tighten it up with our, would it be our 13? And we'll go and do that. Tighten this up, get it right where we want it. I don't like where it's sitting there. I kind of want it level. So that's good enough. Okay. And tighten this all the way up. Don't go a little crazy with it, but just make sure it's tight. And then you want to put this top piece on for this extra piece, you guys, for your amp. If you have an amp, this is what you might have to do too, but this is an extra thing for the car that normally wouldn't be on there. And then we got this piece here, and this would be your jump box piece. This would go on here like this, and we would take this, go like this, and that's on. This won't go nowhere, and that's done. And then we got to do this one here, make sure it's on. It's going to take a deep socket, so it's going to take a different socket, guys. All right, so I'll take that. Take this, put our extension on, real quick, like, extension. Okay, put it in there. So, all right, that's good. And then all these are all done. Now we got to do our negative. Now we're going to hit our negative. We're going to make sure nothing's sparking or going crazy. No smoking. Everything's fine. Now we're going to put our negative back on, and then we're going to tighten our negative up right now. And our negative will be with a 10. I'm going to hook it up right there. And then check it, make sure it's tight. Check this one, make sure it's tight. And then you do your last thing, you plug in your box. And you make sure you hear that click. You want to make sure you hear that click. Let me put this down so I can work with it a little bit better. See, hear that click, and you know you're solid, you're good. Now, what we're going to do now that all this is all hooked up, we can either go in the car and see if it starts, which I know it's going to start. It's going to be fine. So I'm going to start hooking this up now, and we're going to put our bar back on. You want to make sure you put this on first. So what you want to do is get this all lined up, and make sure you can open the hole here, because you want to line that up with that. As soon as you line this up, you're all lined up. So I'll be able to click everything all together. Everything's all clicked together. Simple. And like with these tabs, it's easy enough to just take a screwdriver and go like this. and open this, rather than trying to go underneath here and try to prowl. It's easier that way. I noticed on these Chevys, that's the way it is. Now we're ready to install our bracket. Now the bracket is pretty easy to do. Everything's underneath, not on top. As you can see the color. It's clean there. So you want to make sure when you're doing this that you move that over as well. And then we want to make sure this ends under upside down as well. Then what you want to do is just slightly put the screws in. Just get them started. Do not put them all the way in, because you might have a problem. So you want to make sure you have no problems before you start tightening. And I'm missing one more screw. See the other screw? Here it is, right here. No, you missed no parts. And if you have leftover parts, you did something wrong. Double check. Double take. Okay, what we're gonna do here. And you want to just shake it just to make sure it's all tight. And then you get all your tools all done. And you want to take your tools off the top of the truck, put away the tools where they belong. Spots. You can take your my 13 and I'll put it right there. My extension. I always leave my extension on my thing because I never know when I'm going to need it, so I don't lose it. So I always leave it with my tool right here. And then my other one goes right here, and that's 10. And then I have a extension, the long socket, 13. I put that right there. And I have my magnets and all that. I just stick it to my tools right here. These are extra tools that I bought along. And then our extension will go right here, somewhere in here. Okay, where did you go, booger? Anyways, we're gonna put it right here. There, that's where it goes. It goes right there. All right, then this goes here. And now what we gotta do, the last thing we need to do is make sure it starts. Then I also wanted you guys to know diesels. This is not a diesel. Diesels will have another battery area right here. And for that, all you have to do is remove these two things right here, and the battery comes right out. And you have no problems with that. Sometimes you have to move this out of the way, but 9 times out of 10, there's a way of wiggling it out this way. And that's only for diesels only. So we're gonna start it in 1 second. The Chevy key, we're gonna see if it starts up. Done installing your battery. As simple as that. You're all done. Your battery's installed. Check your windows, make sure the windows and everything and the lights and all work. You should be. And if not, you go back over there to that power supply and make sure that's, like I said, you gotta hear that click. Otherwise you got nothing. And it wouldn't start anyways. That's it. Like and subscribe. I'll see you guys in the next one. We got a big challenge coming up here pretty soon. We're might be doing a big tank. We're gonna be working on a military tank, guys. It's really super cool. Like and subscribe, hit your notification bell. A spooky spider there. You guys hit the subscribe button. We'll see you in the next one.